Hey, Alexander. Just wondering if are you still riding your bike to work?
So far I done rode it here since the first time you seen me. I rode it like three other times so far. Not every day,
Okay.
maybe once a week, maybe.
How come you do it?
Uh, I like biking, and it's not a far bike ride, so I enjoy it.
And then what about your game do you want to take up to the next level this year?
Pretty much everything in my game. Obviously, each year you can improve on the little things, and I feel like that's one of the biggest things. As far as at this level, is like it's only you have to improve on the little things to really elevate to the big things that you want. So, like staying square, knowing the right leverage to let a guy go in or out, simple things like that, but can add up to big plays.
Let's go Andrew Mason, followed by Luke Patterson. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Alexander, Vic was saying just a few minutes ago that he wanted you to, quote, become more of an assignment and technique conscious and fundamental player. What does that mean to you, and what kind of work do you have to put in to reach that level?
I feel like I'm pretty sound and I'm pretty technical already. I feel like he maybe said that over some of the mistakes I made last year, but those just came with inside playing the game with me instead of just doing my job, trying to help out or fall into another gap if I see a gap open instead of just sticking into where it's my job, stick to my job and let the other guys, let the other stuff play out. But as far as technique wise is something that I know I want to improve on as far as like I was just saying earlier. All right, I know I got help over top from a safety on this leverage. Let me slide out to the outside leverage to make the running back go inside or make them go outside on different formations and coverages.
Let's go Luke Patterson, followed by Brandon Cristal. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Alexander. Thank you for taking the time this afternoon. What expectations have you set for yourself as a veteran linebacker and fan favorite in Broncos country here in the 2021 season?
Well, my expectation is always high for myself. That's the way I've been brought up and raised. And my goal is always to be the number one inside linebacker in the league. So that's what I'm going to work for each game in and out. And that's pretty much, if I can end up accomplishing that, I'll be able to be the best teammate for my team to my personal abilities, and I can carry it over to helping the team be a better team.
Let's go Brandon Cristal, followed by George Stoya. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, Alexander, back to the assignment conversation. How hard is that for you to remember, oh, I got to stay home or I got to do this versus instinct of just wanting to, like you said, help out or go down and try and make a play? How much do you struggle with that?
I wouldn't say hard as far as like knowing the assignments. More so is more being more disciplined, and instead of jumping into this gap because you see it open, instead of just sitting in my gap, that's more so being just disciplined and be like, all right, I got this one, and then wait till it pass through, then go to the next one. So it's not hard. It's just being more sound and disciplined.
Let's go George Stoya, followed by Zach Stevens. Go ahead, George.
Alexander, when you talk about that being more disciplined, how do you work on that in OTAs and in the off season? Is that something you can watch more film, or is it something that you just need more reps of?
I wouldn't say watch more film or more reps. It's just me doing it. Like last year when I jumped out of the gap, I knew what I was doing. Go make a play when I should have just stayed back and instead of trying to overplay and just play my play. So it ain't really hard or disciplined. It's like I do it all the time. It's just more so instead of jumping out of a gap twice a game, just cleaning up where I'm in my stuff every play. And one of my biggest goals is to try to have a sound, perfect game. Obviously, that's hard for anybody in any offense or defense to have a perfect game. But that's one of my goals is to be able to have a sound, perfect game.
You said your goals. Is there like maybe a set number that you look at tackles or sacks or anything, or that you say this is what I want to get in 2021?
More so not really tackles because that's going to come. I get to the ball all the time. So really not so tackles, more so of obviously being the best inside linebacker in the league. And obviously you only can show that by the stats. So I got to accumulate more interceptions. I got to accumulate more forced fumbles and generate more takeovers. And I feel like that'll be able to put me over top as one of the best.
Let's go Zach Stevens, followed by Kyle Newman. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Alexander, thanks for talking with us. When you look at this linebacker room, this inside linebacker group, how do you envision it playing out? Do you see a lot of rotation, especially with Sternad coming back, or do you see it really being you and Josie taking this year?
Obviously, me and Josie are going to be the starting guys just by our performance and how we carry ourselves on the field. But like rotation-wise, we've been rotating pretty good in camp with Sternad, and then the other guys. Obviously, the new guy we got in, he hadn't been able to rotate with us as much. But so it's just more so just getting out there playing, and obviously rotation is good. Like when you've been able to have rotation and keep your starting guys a little more fresher, that it carries over to being able to generate more plays or having more energy to exert on a play instead of playing 80 snaps. Obviously, playing 80 snaps in a game, it could wear on you, and that's when fatigue kick in, and obviously be less disciplined inside of your play when you having 80 snaps a game. It's like just over time, fatigueness and all that kick in. But if we're able to rotate it more, I feel like we'll be able to have more fresher legs on these plays.
Let's go final three, Kyle, Troy, and Brandon. Go ahead, Kyle.
Alexander, second year as a full-time starter here. Has your perspective on leadership or your approach to that changed at all? And how are you, I guess, maybe embracing, being a defensive leader more?
How I'm embracing it. I feel like it's just natural. I feel like pretty much all years I've been playing sports or any competition, I've always been one of the leaders. And usually, you can show your leadership about what you do on the field, about hustling your tail, being a good player and uplifting guys and motivating and talking. So, but just try to let my game speak for itself and then push other guys around me.
And then is the Dino Celebration going to come back this year? You're going to add on to it? Is there going to be a different one? Any early thoughts on that?
I'm always have the Dino in the book, but I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna probably come with something different this year, but I'm always have the Dino Celebration in the book.
Final two, Troy Rank and Brandon Cristal. Go ahead, Troy.
Good to see you, Alexander. A couple of questions for you. What do you see from Teddy and Drew? They say competition brings out the best as a defensive player. What do you see from your two quarterbacks early on?
Pretty much what you just said by your statement. Competition bring out the best in everyone. I feel like good competition can help each individual elevate their game more. And I feel like both of those guys have been doing real well. So, we just keep stacking those days up with them competing.
You look a little lighter. Are you playing any lighter? That's one. And then did you see the Quinn Miners tape of him training in Canada with pigs and in the wilderness? You have any plans to train with him like that here in Colorado?
I actually have seen that, but I'm not lighter. I'm still 253, 254. I got a lot of muscle, but and obviously by just seeing him training, I seen the video and I'm like, oh, okay, I see him grinding. That jump was pretty cool. I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I definitely loved it when I seen that.
Okay, Brandon, finish us off.
Yeah, Alexander, you were talking about the competition. Could you notice any of the intensity ratchet up a little bit today since y'all were going 11 on 11? And I guess how do you keep it from going, beyond where you need it to keep everybody safe?
I feel like we had a pretty great day today. When nobody's bodies on the ground, and we was competing, playing smart, but getting good reps in. So that right there was a pretty solid day for the first day of having 11 on 11. Intensity wise, I feel like we've been practicing at a high intensity already, and I feel like that just carried over from today of just being sound and competing and communicating out there.